So, hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. Evening roundup of all the latest evening news in regards to Manchester United and the transfer window. We got plenty to get into tonight, my friends. Yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Had a few technical hitches there, just some issues with the lighting, etc. That's why it looks a bit strange. Actually looks better than ever. But we had to tweak around with it a little bit because of the nighttime, daytime difference in conditions, sir, because of the curtain thickness. Anyway, sorry for being late, but we are here. Thanks to us a favour at the start of this stream and smash the like on this video if you haven't done so. Drop the like, hit the thumbs up, share it around on the social media channels as well. I've pinned the tweet at the top of the live chat. Legends, all of you who retweet it, so please do that if you want. Help us out. And also hit the subscribe button, folks, and get in there in the live chat throughout with your thoughts and opinions on all the topics we're discussing. Good evening, Oh Busy the Beast, Jay Linners, Batman Night Fan, Adewale Adelaji, Vincent Bullock, Hood Star, Elliot Manduna, Albert Chelly from Ohio. Get in there, my son. United Till I Die, Wakas Akram, the Half Das Sweets, Jason Gurab, Yayo for Nasal, Conroy Schiller, Dark Knight, Cockney Red, Duncan Belifo, Matthew Smith, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining. Yep, do hit the thumbs up. Give us a boost up there at the start of the show and get yourself involved in the chat. Big Q&A at the end as well, but let's just get straight into the transfer news. We discussed earlier on in the afternoon video the situation there with Xavi and Barcelona and Jong, where he was quoted as saying this: "I'm not here to send messages. I already spoke with Frankie. I value him very much. He's a key player, but there's an economic situation and financial fair play. He can give us a lot also as a centre-back," he added, which obviously we discussed at length earlier and sort of felt like it was the true meaning behind it is that they're trying to push him out of the football club and just make his situation pretty uncomfortable there so that he doesn't really want to stay at Barca because that is his dream club. He doesn't really want to go anywhere. It's just that he's obviously being pushed out by Barcelona. So that's the sort of latest quotes from the manager. But we have got more from Xavi this evening. Zaid Miassi, what's going on, mate? He says, "Pig, did you watch Arsenal-Chelsea highlights? Don't get too jealous. Even Lokonga played well." To be honest with you, bud, no, I didn't watch it, and nor will I, because I'm not really interested in such shithousery from Arsenal Hollands or Chelsea scum, to be honest. Certainly in pre-season. Not really interested. And like I said, I mean, we beat Liverpool 4-0 first game of pre-season. It's not going to be the same when we play them in the league. It's a little something called competition, Zane. This is just a warm-up. This is just a play around. A lot of people are just giving opportunities to players, maybe. They're trying new tactics, new systems, etc. Calm yourself down, Zane. Thank you very much, Zane. Yes, can we get a suey in the live chat there for Zane? I appreciate you, my friend. So Xavi insinuating the fact that really they've got to do something about the financial and economic situation, and De Jong is in the firing line. And also the fact that they're sort of playing him at centre-back now makes me think that they just want to get rid of him. But lots of news has come out, that's the wrong one. Lots of news has come out tonight that Xavi has asked Frankie de Jong to reduce his salary by half to stay there. There was all these talks that this would be the case at some point. Barcelona were going to try and convince him to stay by offering him half of what he's currently getting. But the thing is, they already owe him £17 million and in deferred wages. And of course, what they're trying to do now is to get him to play for a lot less money, half of what he's currently being paid. So this is the report. I mean, there's actually an article on Forbes.com here, which I've just read. It says that Xavi Hernandez and FC Barcelona have asked Frankie de Jong to take a hefty pay cut in order to stay at the club. They're said to have agreed a €75 million deal, of course, with Manchester United. But apparently, apparently that's what's happened. This week, Xavi has been speaking with De Jong and has asked him to halve his salary, which is just quite a ridiculous thing, really. I mean, and if De Jong accepts that, it's kind of ridiculous when they owe him a shitload of cash, and they also owe a lot of other players a shitload of cash, but they're still going out there and buying big name players and spending huge amounts of money on players. How could De Jong accept the fact that he has to play on half the money when they're going out there and spending a shitload of cash on loads of different players? I mean, what are they smoking on over there at Barcelona? Because I want some. Because they're off their tits, aren't they, over there? It just doesn't add up. Hey, what's going on there, Graham Cox? Thank you very much for getting in there with a super chat, my friend. He says, pay 20 million for Depay. Barcelona can pay Frankie de Jong 2 players off their wage bill. Simples. There you go, exactly. 20 mil for Depay, another 75 up front and 10 down the line for de Jong. All of a sudden, we got ourselves 2 players, and they've got themselves 2 players off the books, and 105 million euros as well. I think you're right, Graham. I think that's maybe a possibility, in all fairness. I mean, we do have a bit of info here, actually, that Xavi has told Memphis Depay that he can look for a new club during Barcelona's US tour, with a few different clubs interested in him. United is supposedly interested in this guy. Let's ask the live chat, for 20 million quid, would you take Memphis Depay back at Man United? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts and opinions, guys. I mean, I would, because we need some bodies in there, up top there, and he is a decent player, and he's 28, and he can play left wing, he can play striker, he will add you some goals to the team. He's not the best player in the world. I think the first spell proved that, but he's a good player. Yes, says Wakasakram and Deepanka. Hey, Ray Carl Brown, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat as well, bud. He comments and says, they pay 50% pay to play 4th choice centre-back. He says he'll soon be the water boy. Pretty much, Ray. Yeah, good comment there, bud. I agree. I mean, that is pretty ridiculous how Frankie's being treated over there. They're signing mad amounts of players. They're literally putting new bids in for other centre-backs right now as well. I mean, look at this, folks. This is just within the last hour or so. Fabrizio Romano tweeting out that Barcelona have received indications from Jules Koundé's camp in the last hours that the player would be prepared to accept personal terms proposal. Xavi also called him. So, it's getting preposterous now. They've told him that he's going to be a centre-back, or that he's got options at centre-back. He doesn't really want to play at centre-back because he's a central midfielder. So they're clearly pushing him out here. Zayn Miasi, thanks for another super chat. Zany comments, Pig, I heard Dele Alli could be up for sale. You could get him instead of Jong. He's English and Glazers love English players. Maybe that's the only reason why literally people like Phil No Bones Jones are still here, and Slabo Maguire's our captain. Fair point, to be honest, Zane. But no, do we want Dele Alli? Definitely not, mate. Definitely not. We want him about as much as Arsenal want Arteta, mate, which is not very much, I don't think. So, to be honest with you, Zane, do one. I'm just kidding, but thank you so much for the super chat. Dele Alli could definitely do one, though. Not interested in Dele. What his playing days, his top level days are over there. He had an incredible start to his career, and then he just bottled it. So, but anyway, Barcelona going in there with offers for Koundé. They've obviously making strides in their transfer window. They've already signed big players like the likes of Rafinha, Lewandowski. They're making big strides. They're spending big money. And now they're asking Frankie de Jong to play centre-back. They owe him £17 million. They're also asking him to play for half the money. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? They could not be doing more to get this guy out of the football club if they tried, in all fairness. So here's a bit more information on it. Xavi spoke to de Jong this week and made it clear that he would have to lower his wages by almost half if he wanted to be part of Barcelona's project. According to locker room sources, both of them left the meeting satisfied. So, no, I'm just joking. But Xavi and de Jong this week, it made clear that he would have to lower his wages. So this is the thing. Is Frankie de Jong going to do that? If his love for Barcelona is that to the magnitude that he would play for £175,000 a week, or euros a week, instead of 350,000 euros a week, then fair play to him. If that's really his desire, if he just wants to stay at Barca and play 4th choice centre-back for 175k a week, or he could be sold to Manchester United and play in the midfield in Ten Hag's new revolution at Manchester United, and have a team built around him and actually play in his position and get paid more money as well, and not be owed wages and not have his wages deferred and not be expected to play for half the money and all that sort of stuff that they've done with him, and not have them go and buy loads of expensive players underneath you as well. That's what's really must be the most insulting thing from Frankie's point of view, is that they owe him cash, they've asked him to pay for less money, and yet they're still going out there doing business for other players. Kind of redonkulous, isn't it? But left satisfied. What does that mean? Both of them left the meeting satisfied. I mean, I personally just think that he's not going to go for that agreement. I personally don't think he's going to go for that agreement. So he'll probably end up going to Manchester United. We do actually already have an agreement in place with Barcelona for 85 million euros, 75 up front, 10 down the line. So what is there else to say, really? We've got to try and agree personal terms with this guy. Barcelona need to settle up with him, of course, the money that they owe him. And then they need to progress this deal. That's what needs to happen. But it's on Barcelona to do that. But it does look like this is sort of developing nicely, because they're clearly trying to push him out. They're asking him to pay for less money. They also are trying to ask him to play at centre-back and all this malarkey. And he's not a centre-back. So how does he feel about this when they're also signing big players? It's not very good. De Jong isn't coming, says the Diamond 94. I mean, I actually disagree. I disagree with you. I think that De Jong probably will be coming because he's clearly not wanted at Barca. They've got something called a salary cap in La Liga where they've got to try and adhere to a certain number, a certain percentage. And unfortunately, they're probably not going to do that unless they actually get rid of a couple of players. Depay's on the chopping block as well as somebody that could be sent off. Sergino Dest. There's a few players that are sort of surplus. The reason De Jong is being talked about so much as somebody that they would like to offload, it's just because of his huge wages and the fact that he is an asset, and then there is that interest for Man United there. So they can get an easy 85 million euros for him and save 350,000 euros a week. So that does help them out somewhat financially, and also able to restructure the sort of wages so they can actually register and sign these players that they sign. De Jong will go to Bayern, says Dark Knight. Well, that's my biggest fear, isn't it? Is that De Jong ends up going to a Champions League team who comes in for him last minute because Man United and Barcelona are fanning around all summer long. We just left the door open for somebody else. I mean, I am surprised that nobody else has gone in for Frankie De Jong. It does concern me a little bit. Why would nobody else be interested in this guy? He's a top quality player, Champions League style player, running the Netherlands midfield, etc. Why is nobody else going in for him? He also represents, in my opinion, reasonable value. I mean, in this current market with players like Rafinha going for 60 and lots, I mean, Rafinha's a very good player, don't get me wrong, but De Jong, where he's at in his career, and just it seems like a reasonable amount of cash. Butter says De Jong, Van der Beek, Bruno and Eriksen in a diamond. I mean, it could work. They're all ballers, aren't they? They're all technically good players. They're all great passers. Sadiq Rahman says we need De Jong at United to build a team around our centre back. Sorry, he says our centre mid, we lack quality. Centre mid at United. Yeah, true, Sadiq Rahman, my friend. I agree. That is the question, getting this guy in here. Thank you, Dipankar Modak. Wages too big for most clubs, says Jay Linners. Good point, but are they, though? Because 350,000 euros a week is a lot of money. But what's that? That's about equal to £275,000. Big money, huge money, but there's so many clubs around European football that do pay players that amount of money. Vincent says Piggy would cause the lovely bloody pie to just look as big as... I don't really know what you're on about there, Vincent Bullock. You absolute rotter, sir. Dan Watson says he was behind 2 children, 40-year-old Busquets last season. Says it all. Okay, but let's be fair. Let's be fair here. He's still at an age when, you know, he's coming into his prime now. His better years should be ahead of him. He's 25. He is doing it on an international stage. He has done it previously. There's a reason why Barcelona originally paid 80 or whatever it was amount of money for this guy. He's obviously a significant talent, and Ten Hag knows him and develops him. That's the key thing here as well, is that Ten Hag wants him, Ten Hag likes him, Ten Hag needs him. You know, Ten Hag needs this guy most definitely. I think personally that's what we should be trying to do, is to build a team around De Jong, because it's Ten Hag's wish and Ten Hag's player that he wants to bring in, obviously. Rushmano says we've got 76 likes. Thank you everyone for hitting the thumbs up button. We could do better than that. Bacon Brigade, assemble! Please do smash the like button and get this sucker to 100 likes. If you haven't done so, drop a cheeky little thumbs up on the video. Give it a cheeky little subscribe if you're new as well. Have your say in the chat. Big Q&A at the end of the show after we covered all the news as well, so do stick around for that. But yeah, have your say, guys. Get involved and make sure you drop that thumbs up button on the video, as it's free and it's all we ask. Lucky Saint says we're looking to sell. If the Glazers got a vision going forward, it's slow. The old coffin dodger says United tonight die. Well, they were supposed to have a big window this summer, weren't they? And so far, it hasn't quite panned out that way. All they've done is spend, well, essentially 55 million euros net spend on Lisandro Martinez, which still isn't done. Oh, by the way, check this out. Christian Eriksen in Manchester today. Booyah! There he is. And it's pissing down. But there you go. He is pictured in Manchester. So Christian Eriksen, we're a little bit concerned about him perhaps take a little bit of time to come and start playing. I think this guy will be featuring in the games, of course, left against Atletico, against Real Vallecano in the pre-season. So that's good. This guy's there. What about Lisandro Martinez? Where is this guy? Where is this guy? But there is a feeling that these guys will be, will be coming very, very soon and getting involved with first team training and playing in the preseason games very, very soon. So let's not panic too much about that, but get those fire emojis in there, because Christian Eriksen, there he is. He is a new signing. He is a class player, and we are looking forward to see him play. Okay, so yeah, so it's a little bit of a frustrating one, but it must be so insulting for Frankie De Jong at the moment, being asked to pay for half the money. And also, he's, of course, being pushed out at Barcelona. Man United have agreed a fee with the club, and he knows that, obviously. They're keen to get rid. He's keen to stay. But now what they're doing is making things a little bit ugly for him. They're just making it tricky. They're suggesting that he needs to play for less money. They're suggesting he needs to play at centre-back. So I think he's going to go, to be honest with you guys. The more this goes on, the more unpleasant it will be for Frankie de Jong. And it's clear that Barcelona have to get rid of some players. It looks like Memphis Depay, Dest, and de Jong are all on the chopping block, folks. So wouldn't be surprised to see it progress very soon. It's just obviously that they do owe him a lot of money. But let's just ask the live chat then, folks. Does Frankie de Jong stay or go? Let's ask the live chat. Let's see what the majority vote is at the moment. Eriksen will play against Brighton, says Rene opt down. I hope you're right, Rene, to be fair. It'd be awesome to see him get involved. Really, I think he's coming in to sort of give competition to certain places, give cover in certain places. But if he's capable of breaking into the first team, I'm all for it. And there's going to be plenty of games where he does start as well. Stay, says Wackass. Stay, says Sativa. Stay, says Manos. Go, says Jay Gill. Pete Morris. Les Comerford. Stay, says It's Only Me. He's finished, says Lucky Singh. He's gone, says Ray Carl Brown. Go, says Dipankar. Stay, says Amit Kumar. Go, says Dominic Games. And United Tactical Talk. And Ruble. Rushy says go. He won't turn down millions to accept. We get Dest at United. I mean, we could do Cedric Rahman, but nah, not overly keen on getting him in either, to be fair. I like a cheeky bit of Denzel Dumfries myself. Jay Ninner says Kimmich is on £296,000 a week. No way to pay another 300 for another holding mid. That's Bayern out. Maybe so. But there is actually some quotes I've seen earlier on suggesting, that. Let's have a look at this. So Salahida Mizovic, what's his name, director of Bayern there, has apparently rejected the idea of signing a big name striker in order. Because they don't want to spend huge money on a huge name right now, apparently. They're looking for younger players. Oh, just maybe if that offer was available there for de Jong. And I very much doubt it as well. I don't think he's going to Bayern either, bud. But just saying, I mean, look, they do spend, you've just said it yourself, they do pay players huge money like that. But it's unlikely, I agree, than to do it on another midfielder, yeah. Marco says, forget Frankie, he would get booed if he comes. I don't think he will, but he'll get absolutely praised if he comes, won't he? They'll love him. I mean, come on now. It's not his fault that he wants to stay at Barca and they don't want him. Just because we're second choice isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, okay? We're going to drag him here, kicking and screaming. Ten Hag's going to get his man, hopefully. And then the team's going to be built around him. He's not just going to down tools and stop playing because he's no longer at his dream club. He will have a point to prove, and he's got football to play, and he's got a career to still have. So Frankie's going to want to be successful wherever he goes. It's just not going to be at Barcelona, it seems, because they don't want him. They want the money. So I actually am not too worried about him being coming here and his motivations. He doesn't want to come anywhere, really. He wants to stay at Barca, but the fact is, Man United are the team that is most likely to take him at the moment. Interesting outlaw torn. According to Oliver Kahn, Bayern wants Harry Kane. Yeah, I did see some comments about him saying he's a great player and all this malarkey, but that's not going to happen. And then Antonio Conte, I think it was Nagelsmann, wasn't it, was commenting. And Antonio Conte said that it was a bit insulting to be talking about other teams' players, and he doesn't do that, and neither should they, etc. And to be honest, Harry Kane probably won't be going anywhere because Spurs have the Champions League football, and they would want 100 million for him as well. And I don't think Bayern are prepared to pay that amount of money for the guy. But then again, they have just sold Lewandowski for a pretty penny, and he was older. Xavi wants de Jong, though, precisely to Pankar, so that's who he's working on. They're going to have to pay him up, and once they've done that, then the transfer should be free for us to go and get him. Ruddy can't game. What's going on? Says, give me the money. Lebowski. What's happening there, Ruddy can't game? I hope you're good tonight, my friend. Thank you for getting in here. Arsenal scummer. Nagelsmann commented, he is kind of a what though, Fortinbras? A prole? I don't know, I think you mean prick. Not too sure, but fair enough. Either way, Nagelsmann, yeah, he commented and he said something along the lines of Harry Kane being a classy player who would be interested in that sort of something like that, mad-libbing. But yeah, Conte apparently wasn't too happy about that. Look, they're going to have to go and get a new forward player, a new striker. But if they don't, then maybe they would look at other options in the team. I don't think Frankie de Jong will be going to Bayern Munich or anywhere near there, in all fairness. So there's that, folks. I mean, that's pretty much the latest update on the de Jong situation. Barca have now asked him to play for less money, half the amount of money, in fact. pretty ridiculous. It's just to unsettle him and just to make him unhappy, and also just to piss him off, really. They're signing loads of players. They've also, look, like I said, they've got terms agreed now with Jules Koundé's camp, and they're looking to try and bring another centre-back in. But earlier on, Xavi was quoted as saying he can give us a lot also as a centre-back. So they've demoted him from midfielder. They're going to be playing him in the centre of defence. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. So these are all moves in order to make this guy unsettled and get him out of the football club. They are working on other players. They're spending big money on lots of players, and they don't want to settle up with Frankie and the rest of the team, it seems, that the new players do. Barcelona, no joke, are an absolute shithouse club, and this transfer window is a fine example of it. But look, Frankie's position is getting more and more inhospitable by the day, and he's got to seek refuge somewhere, and there is old Captain Ten Hag on his lovely barge, ready to throw a life jacket out to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he could be sinking at Barca, I think, unless he leaves. Is he really going to play all that much? It seems like they're pretty dead set on getting rid of him. Hey, John Anderson, what's going on, you legend? I hope you're well, bud. Yeah, so it's a tough one, but we'll see how it pans out. Hopefully he does come. Batman says no way De Jong will play at centre-back for a pay cut. Exactly. It's just like they're making it as horrible a situation for him as possible. Nick Morris says Bentalona. Outlaw Torn says, why would Frankie want to constantly cover Slabby's mistakes? Well, hopefully Slabby Maguire wouldn't be featuring as much this season. That's my hope. But you could be right. I mean, he is the captain still at the moment. Deepankar says, I hope De Jong saga doesn't end like Jules Koundé. Lucky Singh says, we don't like his sold to Manchester United. No, fair enough. I mean, I'm sure you don't want him to be sold. He's a good player. I think Barcelona are maybe taking a bit of time about it and making it seem like they're actually trying to keep hold of Frankie in the public eye. Like we saw Laporta's comments about De Jong, where he said, Frankie's our player. We really like him. We received from offers, but we didn't accept as of now, as we want to talk with him and know exactly what he wants. We need to clarify some aspects of his situation. So they're still playing the game in the media that, oh, they really want to try and keep him, when in actuality, they're trying to get him to pay for less money. And they're also making him play at centre-back, and they've already accepted an offer from Manchester United, which is an agreement. Okay, it's not, they haven't progressed on that deal because they still have a hold up in the sense that they owe him loads of cash. But the offer is there, the agreement is there, and they've already said yes to Manchester United's high offer. So it couldn't be any more clear to me that they are trying to paint a picture that perhaps they don't want him to go, but really they do. It's just maybe for the fan base of Barca who love Frankie and don't want him to go, and they're trying to make it seem like they're trying to do their best to keep hold of him, but actually they're not. Actually, they just want him gone. Leroy says, Harriet Maguire is a pain. Well said. Rush Milo says, we've got 119 likes. Thank you, everyone, for dropping that thumbs up button. Please do give us a boost up there if you haven't. It's awesome if you drop a like and help us compete with the clickbait wankers and corporation channels. Drop a thumbs up on it. You know it makes sense. And also, get yourself in. I can see we just had a couple of new subscribers, so if you're new, hit the subscribe. Thank you to Roni Brown and Richie Orison for just hitting that subscribe button and getting in there. Appreciate you guys. Nice one. Okay, so that's good, folks. That's good. Looks like they're sending Frankie down the river, and Ten Hag's prepared to pick him out and take him on, and that's who he wants. Ten Hag, desperate to get him in anyway. It's a perfect fit for him because, well, Ten Hag is the sort of influence on his career early on that developed him into a really, really good player, and that it's just somebody that's familiar, somebody that he can go and have a new sort of project with at Manchester United. Yeah, we don't have Champions League football this season. That is gash, but it's still a very good project, and next season we will, hopefully. Dark Knight 22, thank you for being a channel member for 2 months, my friend. Thank you for the highlighted member comment, dude. He says, Pig, we need to sort the Ronaldo situation before we sign De Jong. If Ronnie goes, we'll then need a forward. Good comment, man. Thank you so much. Can we get a hashtag 2 months in there for the lads? Thank you for being a member of this channel, my friend. Thank you so much. And yeah, fair point. I do think that there's some ifs, ands, and buts and maybes in regards to who we sign, dependent on what business we do. Like, if Ronaldo stays, then it's unlikely we'll go and sign a centre forward, I suppose, right now. If Ronaldo goes, then we absolutely have to. If De Jong comes, then maybe there'll be budget left for another player, but maybe not as much of the budget and left enough money for Antony, say. And so therefore, it depends. It depends what's done. If we don't get Frankie de Jong, there'll be 75, 85 million euros sat right there, which we can now reallocate and spend on other players. You could go get Tielemans and Dumfries, say, for that amount of money. So yeah, it is dependent on how this De Jong situation pans out, but also the Ronaldo situation. good point. Good point. It's very crucial we get both those situations sorted out soon. My only concern is neither of those situations are going to be sorted out soon. They'll probably rage on all summer long. Hey there, it's only me. What's going on, man? Hey, United Forever. What's happening? It says, Mr. P, any update on the slab court appeal? They can give him a 2-year house arrest sentence, then he can't play. United Forever, you're talking about Harry Maguire's court appeal. What for this Mykonos incident? The thing is, he's not in Greece, is he? He doesn't have to ever set foot in Greece ever again, does he? So how are they going to enforce this when he's in England? I mean, what are they going to do if Man United, play get Panathinaikos in the Europa League or something? They're going to have airport police waiting for him. I don't know what you mean, bud, to be honest, United Forever. But hey, look, I can't remember what was going on with that slabby incident. I don't really care, to be honest. Hilarious. Fire-ups to arrest him and throw him in jail. Well, let's ask. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get a little petition set up on change.org. And what we'll do is we'll get a petition for Harry Maguire to be extradited to Greece. How does that sound? We'll extradite him to Greece to feel the full wrath of the justice of the Greek justice system. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Harry Maguire's court cases next spring or summer, says Nick Morris. Dear Pankos says, imagine praying for your own player to get house arrested. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Sounds good to me, says Duncan Belifo. Sounds great, says Fire Up. Right, okay, we'll get on that, guys. We'll get on that. Right, so that's the Xavi De Jong update. There's quite a lot to digest there, but it seems like they're trying to get him to play for a lot less money, and they've also get him to play at centre back. They've asked him to take a wage cut and all the rest of it. They're still signing other players like Jules Koundé. They've also asked other players like Memphis Depay to essentially do one, and they're looking for new clubs. So that's the situation there. Barcelona doing all sorts of shithousery, still signing players, still neglecting to pay players money that they owe them, and still trying to force players that they've got the club out the door with underhand tactics, filthy tactics. So that's Barcelona for you guys. Hopefully we can rescue De Jong from those shithouses. And if that is the case, then I think we've got ourselves a good player. But it's not an ideal situation, as we've gone over many times, because he doesn't actually really want to leave. But if they force him out, we'll take him. Right, also we got a new link with a new player, folks, which we have to discuss this evening as well. Benjamin Sesko. Yeah, that's right. Benjamin Sesko. You know that guy. Who the fuck is that guy? No, Benjamin Sesko. But anyway, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted out earlier on and said that Manchester United are well informed on Salzburg talent Benjamin Sesko. He's one of the players monitored, considered really talented, but it's not imminent or advanced deal as of now. Man United are aware of Sesko, as other clubs are informed too, including Newcastle. Now, this guy's quite interesting because he's really tall. He's a young 19-year-old Slovenian forward. He's already capped 13 times for Slovenia. He's had an interesting sort of development. He's now currently playing in the Austrian Bundesliga, but last season he did get 24 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists. Not bad for an 18 or 19-year-old kid. And then he also got 5 in 5 in the cup and 3 assists as well. Pretty damn decent in 5 appearances. He got 1 and an assist in Champions League qualifying, which obviously bottled. Although they did play 6 in the Champions League there, and he didn't get any goals. But in all fairness, he looks a good prospect. He's got an overall goal record of 45 goals and 15 assists in 98 professional appearances. That's from the 1920 season. This guy's a young kid. He literally is just 19, but he's also a bit meaty. He's like 6'4" or something, 6'5". He's like a tall player. Don't really know anything about him, folks, really. Don't really know anything about him. But as a prospect, he looks quite exciting. We got some words from Jan Arga Fjortoft here. He comments and says that in regards to Benjamin Sesko of Red Bull Salzburg, speaking a lot to people in and around the club, Sesko's a great prospect, and this club has developed a lot of great strikers. I don't think he could help Manchester United right now, though, but one to follow. So highly regarded around the place. Looks a good prospect, only 19. Could this be one of those gems that you sort of pluck from obscurity for not very much money at all, who develops into a really good striker in a year or two's time? Maybe so. I mean, we do need more numbers and more options up there. Madhouse is a big lump, pretty much. I mean, this is it, yeah. I mean, in terms of his level right now, is he good enough to be Manchester United player right now? I mean, probably not, no. I mean, we've got Ronaldo and Martial and these guys who are obviously senior players who are experienced and advanced. This guy's a kid. However, as an option, as somebody to go in there and also develop along the years and progress at Manchester United and hopefully one day be a good player, it's not really a big gamble, is it? This guy looks a good prospect. He gives you something else as well. He's a big 6'5" lump that you can stick up there and just Fellaini the ball to. You know, that's all you sort of really need to do. So he's an option, isn't he? He's an option. Yeah, there you go, Duncan Believer says, I watched the video. He looked clumsy, a bit like Slabby. Well, to be fair, most players who are that tall sort of are quite clumsy and look Slabbo-esque, don't they? I mean, Zlatan's quite elegant for a big guy, but I'm struggling to think most of them, whether it's, you know, Crouchy or that big lump who used to play up top for Birmingham City. What was his name? Zigic. Yeah, Zigic. Any of these really super tall guys, they're usually shite. They're usually they move around, you know, not the best. To be fair, Crouchy was all right to him for a big gangly dude. But the rest of them, you know, yeah, 6'5" isn't 6'7" anyway. 6'5" is a big unit, isn't it? But he's more going to be of a target man. Yeah, play him in the under-23s. Exactly. So, Batman Knight fan, I don't think we need to get too excited about the prospect of this guy forcing his way into Man United's first team this season if we do buy him. But if we were to reach an agreement with RB Salzburg for this guy, I don't think it's a bad thing. He's a good young player. He could develop well, and he could be good in a couple of seasons' time. But also, he can be called upon right now if we need to. Like, if we do have bad injury concerns. We know the Ronaldo situation is up in the air. We know that, of course, Martial, can he, can't he? Will he be consistent enough to play and do it to a good standard? That's a big if. This guy, just as a backup, if there's an injury or anything, then I suppose it would make a little bit of sense. Tommy Helian says Patrick Schick's a good option. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So let's just ask the live chat then. If you could sign one striker, realistic, at the moment to come in and help us out or replace maybe Ronaldo, but certainly just to come in and help us out, whether it be Griezmann, Depay or anybody, who would it be, guys? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. Thank you very much there. Roshmano says subscribe to the channel. Yeah, you know it makes sense. If you guys are new, hit the sub up and get yourself involved. We're actually nearly at 61,000 subscribers. Shout out to all the Baker Brigade. If you're new, drop a little cheeky subscribe. Oh, John Carew was good. Yeah, he was, to be fair, there. You're right, old Chief Smoke. Patrick Schick's the best option, says Dipankar Modak. Martinez from Inter. That's a very good shout as well. Lautaro Martinez. I like your style. Daniel Sturridge says Outlaw Torn. Jonathan David. Yeah, he's a good shout. Say for Sharif as well. Good call. You really like Nkunku, but he isn't an out-and-out striker. That's true, Obsidian. I like him, though. IQ Insane says Nkunku and Marcos says Nkunku. I really like Nkunku. Very versatile. And I think United needs some versatile players right now. A player that's prepared to drop in at left wing or right wing or centre forward or even in the hole right now when we've got injuries. We've got a bit of a gash amount of depth at the football club, don't we? Suarez says United forever, and Nkunku says Wackers Akram, and Mbappe says Chris Hansen. Hey, Whip, thank you so much, Whip, for getting in here with a £5 super chat, you legend. Let's get a sue in the chat for him. Thank you, Whip. He comments, what do you think about the rumour of CR7 to Atletico next season on loan? United will activate his second year and plan to play him the season after. Thank you, Whip, for your comment there, bud, in your super chat. Yeah, I discussed it a bit earlier on, actually. I think it's bullshit. It sounds like absolute horse's anus to me, my friend. Like, I don't understand how that could be true. I mean, fair enough. If we really want to keep... Why would we want to be desperate to keep hold of him to play in 1 year's time, though? It'll be 38 odd then. Like, are we really prepared to let him go out on loan for one season so then he can come back and play for us for one season? I think it's BS because, like, why would we do that? Let's just cut our losses and sell him or get him committed to the team and playing for us. I don't really think there should be an in-between ground. I think it's crazy. We're talking about loaning a 37-year-old who's a quality player, could bang in loads of goals to us out on a season loan. And that's going to hurt us. But in a year's time, it might benefit us. If we have Champions League football to offer him then, the situation may be the same. And let's face it, without Cristiano Ronaldo on the team, is Champions League football a guarantee? No, it's not. if he's going somewhere else, because we have Tony Master up top there having a bang in all the goals. And we've seen that before and how that's panned out in the Premier League. Not the best. Maybe he'll have a great season for us. I really hope he will. But crikey, I think we need Cristiano. So do I think it's realistic that he goes on a season-long loan and then comes back and we exercise an option for an extra year and we let him go out on loan to a Champions League team? But still, he has to come back and play for us next season if we have Champions League football. I don't think that's very realistic because there's too many clauses and options and stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because United do all sorts of bad deals. I think that would be a bad deal for us. But then again, if this player really wants to go and there's teams out there that would take him, but they're not prepared to pay loads of agent fees, a big transfer fee up front and huge wages, if they're just prepared to pay a small fee and then the wages for the season, they could become interested. But United shouldn't be interested in a deal like that because it just doesn't really make much sense for us. Then again, it gets all your wages that you're paying him off the books. He's still technically a United player who could come back in a year. It's just crazy, folks. It's just crazy. I'll ask the chat, though. Guys, do you think Manchester United should loan out Cristiano Ronaldo for a season? With the proviso that he has to come and extend for an extra year next season. Should we have Champions League football? Let me know what you think. Jay Linner says, swap Ronaldo for João Felix plus cash. Neil Driscoll says, no. Wacker says, nah. Keep Ronnie says, Mark. Is it worth it? I don't think so, Lucky. Farabi, Batman United all say no. Exactly, IQ, and saying, the man's nearly 40, just sell him. Yeah, exactly. If he's going to go this season, just sell him permanently. That's it. I mean, there's no point of bringing him back when he's 38 and a half. It just doesn't really make sense. The Hoff says no point. Yeah, if he doesn't want to play Europa, but if he doesn't want to play the Europa, I just think he should just go then and go and play Champions League for a different team, and then let's give us some money. Slap King says, when's the last time we signed a cheap, unknown talent? A cheap, unknown talent? Well, we sign them all the time, but they stay unknown talents. But no, I think what you mean is, when's the last time we signed a cheap, unknown talent who developed into an absolute beast? I mean, let's just think about it. Unknown talent that developed into a beast. We used to do it a lot of times, loads of times, whether it was Chicharito or, fucking Nani or whoever it was. When you get these players, little known about them at the time, and they turn into great players. We used to do it a lot, didn't we? Armad says, Liam, yeah, okay, but yeah, we paid 40 mil for that guy, though. You know what I mean? We literally paid 40 mil for Armad. Chicharito says, old Chief Smoke. Everin Vidic, we're going way back now. We're going way back. De Gea says Dark Knight. Rooney says Fortin Bras. Ronaldo says Tom Helion. Jemba says Liam. Hey there, JRB31112. What's happening, bud? Rooney wasn't cheap, says IQ Insane. Ronaldo says Batman Night Fan. Ronaldo the first time. Yeah, so players like Ronaldo, Nani, Anderson, there's very little known about them really before they've come in. So I would say them guys. Yeah, them guys. That's quite a long time. You made a good point there, my friend, because, yeah, United don't do that a lot these days. We used to develop players and get them and they're cheap and they turn into good players. Other teams do it. I mean, just look at, for instance, Andy Robertson. I think they paid $8 million for him at Liverpool there. So other teams can do it, but we seem to struggle. I think Malacia could be that guy, though. I do genuinely think Malacia could be that guy for us, where he develops into a beast. And I'm not saying he was unknown before we signed him, but relative unknown in the English football sort of sense, that he's never played in English football or anything. So, yeah. Ellie, thank you so much. Ellie, how are you doing tonight? Get in. She says, like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you so much, Ellie. Yes, do as she says, guys, and drop a little thumbs up on this video. We're coming towards the Q&A, but we're not quite there yet. So stick around for that, but make sure you drop a like on the video. We're nearly at 200 likes as well, so smash that like on this video and help us get there. Thank you so much, Ellie. And do as she says also and hit the subscribe button if you're new. What's happening tonight, Paul Woolley? We'll give an update very shortly in regards to everything we've discussed so far. Just going to cover a little bit more that we've got here first, though. But just to take it back to Benjamin Sesko real quick, he does seem quite an interesting young player, but he's not going to set the world alight. Edits by Joshua or Josiba. Thank you so much there for hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate you. Right, folks. So, yeah, a few more things to get into. So, United are monitoring the condition of this 19-year-old Slovenian striker, Benjamin Sesko. Other teams are interested in him too. Reportedly, Newcastle, West Ham, Crystal Palace and Everton. So, a few different teams lining up to maybe take this guy on for not a lot of money, which, he is a good talent. He is a good player from what people say. I've never seen him play, but this guy, Jan Fjortov, suggesting that, speaking to a lot of people in and around the club, he's a great prospect, etc. So could be a good young player. He's something different. He's 6'5". He's a big unit, etc. So because of that, I would take him at the football club. In my opinion, he's just a good prospect for the future. He's not somebody that's really going to help us out right now at this time, though. Also, as I said earlier, Eriksen has been pictured in Manchester today as well. Get in there, my son. Christian Eriksen climbing aboard the United Express, my friends, very soon. Get him in there. And it is quite actually discussed in the window so far, though. Eriksen still not in with the squad. Martinez is still not either. And we haven't signed any other players of significance, really. We signed some good players, some good squad players, good backups, rotation players, competition, but we haven't signed any proper key players yet. I guess Martinez is, but he's still not through the door yet. And then Frankie de Jong is, but we certainly haven't got that deal wrapped up. What's this? Oh, okay. So we just got a little bit of information come out as well that United are still having interest in Sergej Milinkovic-Savic if the Frankie de Jong deal falls to bits. So you know how we were talking about this link for a long time now with Sergej Milinkovic-Savic over at Lazio, and that we've been linked heavily with this guy previously, but the problem is they're looking for about 70 million euros for the guy, so it's a lot of money. He is a really good player as well, but apparently he's being lined up as maybe an option if Barcelona take the piss, and if Frankie decides to stay for whatever reason there. If that's the case, maybe we'd be looking to turn our attentions to Milinkovic-Savic. Personally, I think we should be looking at trying to bring in Premier League proven players, somebody such as Ruben Neves and Tielemans. In fact, I've said it many times, but I'd get both of those guys. You have to spend a bit more money, but I'd get both of those guys if you can't get de Jong. What a better way to compensate on missing out on de Jong, both for the fans, but also for the team and for Ten Hag, than to go from having just Frankie de Jong coming in to having Tielemans and Ruben Neves come in. You might have to spend 100 million in order to do that, but what a great midfield you'd have. I think we'd all be pretty happy starting the season with both Ruben Neves and Tielemans as our midfielders compared to the shite McFred that we've got now. And yeah, de Jong's brilliant, but there is still a possibility that he does end up staying at Barca because, well, he doesn't want to go. Exactly, Obsidian. Savic is class, though, to be fair. Yep, he's a player that's linked heavily. Marcos has Tielemans and Ndidi. Right, let's ask the chat then. So, as an alternative to Frankie de Jong, if the Frankie de Jong deal does fall down and he stays at Barcelona or he goes somewhere else, but let's just say he stays at Barca, who do you think we should buy? If you could sign one player in the midfield that United should then turn our attentions to, who do you think we should go and buy? Kimmich, says Matthew Smith. I like it. I mean, I'd love Kimmich in the team, but he won't come because of the fact we don't have any Champions League Fußball to offer him. Eddie, thank you so much for putting a link to the channel membership in the live chat. Nice one. Thank you so much. I'm going to post that. I'm going to pin that to the top. By the way, at the top at the moment, I've pinned my Twitter. If anybody is not following me on Twitter, do give us a follow. It's up the top of the live chat there. I've put it at the top where it says retweet. Go and give us a share as well if you're on social media. If you're on Twitter, give us a cheeky retweet. Helps us get it out there and maybe get a new couple of people watching, etc. So if you're on Twitter, please give it a retweet. And I will also give you a follow back if you're the kind of person that retweets these shows. So thank you for doing that. Ellie, thanks for putting the channel membership in there as well. I'll put that at the top of the live chat for anybody that wants it. Renato Sanchez says Outlaw Torn. Good shout, Outlaw Torn. Good shout. Very, very good player. We missed a boat with Basuma and Kessie, says Slurp King. Thing is, Renato Sanchez, though, how much money would he cost? I mean, there is a Portuguese vibe there as well, which I like. I do like having the fact that, we've got a few Portuguese players, etc. Bruno, Dallo, Ronaldo. But is Ronaldo staying? Neves can play alongside Bruno. There you go. Exactly, Simon Warner. Yeah, that would be good for both club and country, wouldn't it, to have those guys playing together? That's what I'm saying. Like, bit of Portuguese vibes. Tielemans, says Richard99. I really rate Tielemans, guys. That's who we need. Just go and get Ndidi and Tielemans. Kate Cadet, how's it hanging, my friend? He says, we need to replace Fred and Scott McTominay now, Piggy. Otherwise, we can forget top four. Certainly agree with you, my friend. Yes, I have to say that I can't really say anything other than you're spot on. Those guys are lower league standard. They're not top four standard. I'll never see those guys finishing as, actually, they finished second and third. I was just going to say, we'll probably never see those guys finish in top four, but they already have done for us. But in all fairness, no, they're just not good enough, Stan. I'm sorry, we've seen it. They're not up to it. They're not up to it, and we've seen it proven time and time again, season after season. They're not good enough. Tielemans is a baller, says Chris Barker. Tielemans overrated, says IQ Insane. I mean, I really rate him. I think he's a good creative player. What I like about these players is they're Premier League proven, and that's something that even Frankie de Jong isn't, and it's something that players like Milinkovic-Savic are not either. There is something to that, being able to sort of draw on that Premier League experience, come into it's the same pace, the same competition, the same opposition teams you're playing against, that familiarity, that tempo, that's already there. What's happening there, Stefan Harringtonio? Oh, plenty's happening, mate, in regards to United, but not enough. Not enough. Lema says it's only me. Plenty of bad news in the sense that, well, de Jong is potentially doesn't want to leave Barca, all the rest of it. We're going to cover it with a rundown in a minute. Saif Al-Sharif says Goretzka, Milinkovic-Savic, and Sangare. That's an interesting shout as well. I like the Sangare link there, my friend. Armin Adley says Thugger. Goretzka says Patricia O'Driscoll. Tielemans is first choice, says Lucky Singh. Yes, so the problem with Ruben Neves is that Wolves want a reported 70 million or somewhere around about that for him, which is insane money. 70 million pounds apparently they want. I mean, they've even been, Bruno Lage even quoted as saying, I think it was 100 million they wanted for him earlier on in the start of the transfer window. Obviously, you're not going to get anywhere near that, but really his value to Wolves is very high. He's 24 or 25. He's got good qualities in the sense that he plays for them week in, week out, does really well. Good standard Premier League player. And they don't need to sell him. They don't want to sell him. Everyone gets a big chunk of money at the start of the season. They don't have to. And because of that, his value is high. I think he's probably, if you could get him for £55 million, it's a no-brainer. But 70 million, that's a bit much for Ruben, in all fairness. Let's ask the chat, though, how much do you think we should pay for Ruben Neves if he was available in terms of pounds? Tad Bakes, hello Tad Bakes, welcome in, my friend. Yeah, Marco says Neves is never 70 million. Vincent Bullock says we've got 209 likes. Thank you. Baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. We smashed the 200 likes. Thank you, everyone. Not worth 70 says Batman. 50 says Obsidian. 50 says Wackass. 50 plus Maguire says Marco. Well, actually, you make a really good point there, my friend, is that we have got some players that could go in the opposite direction. You know they love a Portugueser over there. How about Diogo Dalot? Well, we need a new right back anyway. Or even Wan-Bissaka. We do need a new right back. Denzel Dumfries is linked. But how's about you actually kill two birds with one stone and get rid of one of these players but just pay less money for Ruben Neves or something like that? It's actually a really good shout. Matthew Smith says Ndidi and Trossard, like your style. 20 mil says Ezio. 35 says Thugger. 69 million says Nut. How you getting on there, Nut, my friend? I hope you're good, dude. 40 to 45 says Safal. 45 says it's only me. Don't sell Dallo, says Marco. I'm not bothered about Diogo Dalot, really. I think he's looked quite good in pre-season. He's good going forward. He's got a cross on him, but he's also not the best for me. He's still young. He can develop. I don't like him defensively. I'm not a big fan of Diogo Dalot. Mount says, keep Dalot, sell Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, well, that's probably the better choice because also Wan-Bissaka is reported to have interest from him from other clubs such as Crystal Palace, and he's worth quite a bit of money because we paid 50 million for him and he's homegrown. And so he could get like 50, 25, half of what we paid for him, about 25 million for him maybe. 80 million says Vinny Bullock. Dallow's a backup, says Slurp King. Yeah, so it would be good if we did go and get Dumfries, sell Wan-Bissaka, keep Dalot and have Dalot as a backup, somebody to come on and attack the opposition, etc. But that's a good shout, to be fair. Piggy Dumfries incoming. Are you excited, says the K Cadet? I am quite excited about that, my friend. Yeah, we are linked to Denzel Dumfries in in some ways, but I mean, look, there's definitely no interest. There's no what's the word? Anything official between Manchester United and Inter at this moment in time. But I've got an article here that Manchester United reportedly interested in Inter Milan's right back, and apparently he would be available for somewhere around about £40 million, and Inter would be keen to sell for apparently 50 million. But you can have a negotiation there. You can do a deal. Maybe one of these players that are shite at United could go in the opposite direction. Maybe they would take something like a Lindelof or a Wan-Bissaka or just somebody of that sort of caliber who's good, but we could probably do with getting rid of, and maybe we could get a deal done. So I wouldn't put it beyond us. I mean, there are a lot of interest from Italian clubs. So apparently Juventus see Anthony Martial as a potential option if they don't sign Alvaro Morata. So Gianluca Di Marzio reporting that Juventus are interested in Tony Martial. I mean, he's had an interesting, good pre-season. If people have been keeping tabs on him, then I guess they'd be interested. Inter Milan will sell Denzel Dumfries this summer. Inter CEO has placed a €50 million price tag on Dumfries. My bad. So 50 million euros, not pounds, 50 million euros price tag on Dumfries. And apparently they'd be satisfied to sell him at that valuation. So that would be good news, wouldn't it? He's a good right back, good defender, good offensively as well. And Ten Hag is supposed to be rating him highly also with his time in the Eredivisie, etc. And the fact he's got those Dutch vibes. So I think it'd be a good sign. And let's ask the live chat, folks. Would you like Man United to sign Denzel Dumfries? Yes or no? Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, what's this? Oh, thank you very much there, Rushmano. We got a new update that's just come in. Hold on a second. Oh, that's from earlier on. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So Antony posted on his Instagram a picture with him and his management team. Quite interesting. In Amsterdam, Netherlands, him and all his management team. Not too sure. I mean, interesting. Interesting just indicates maybe that there's some business trying to be done at this moment in time between clubs. So Antony situation as well, just to give you an update there, is that him and his team are pushing for a move this summer. They would desperately love to go and play for Ten Hag again, and Antony would love to play in the Premier League for Manchester United. That's the understanding. It's a big money move for him as well. It's a huge move, big, huge club with huge money involved also. So he would get certainly paid out of the situation as well. His agents would all get paid. They're all looking to try and push him to Manchester United this summer. So they're understood to want Ajax to accept reasonable offers from Man United for the guy. But of course, Ajax have a valuation of the guy, and they're going to want to stick to that and want Man United to pay somewhere in excess of 60 or 70 million for the guy, which is quite unbelievable as well. I don't know. Dark Knight says, wasn't Martinez on the plane? Did he get lost or something? It's quite bizarre. I think they were waiting for visa paperwork and finalizations of some visa issues and stuff to be happening, you know. Oh, thank you, Enigma47 says, what happened, boss? You're actually my favourite YouTuber these days. Thank you so much, Enigma47, my man. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you, dude. Just the latest news. Just chilling this evening, chatting with the legends in the chat. Marco says we need Pavard, Savic, and Antony. Nice one. I like that, Mark. I mean, Pavard is good. People have been slagging him off, but how's he been playing in Bayern's team all these years? And even the last season played like 25 times for them in the Bundes and stuff, and winning World Cups and all that kind of stuff if he's shit. He's only 26. I think he'd be a good signing. Certainly probably better than what we got right now. Although I do like Dumfries, and I think that probably Ten Hag likes Dumfries also. Madhouse says Ten Hag should get Van Gerwen. Can't wait, says Johans. As fan pressure the move, says Lucky Singh. Stephen Dagbana, what's good, mate? He says, Frankie de Jong and Ruben Neves, Dumfries, Antony, and one other striker. Now, that would be a good window, wouldn't it, with what we've already signed as well. Hey there, Kevin Johnson. Glazers get me Antony now, says Lucky Singh. So, yeah, very, very much, you know, likely that we could go in for Antony again as a winger option, as a forward option. I think it's personally dependent on some of the other business that we do. So if De Jong does come to Manchester United, that's a hefty amount of our budget taken up. Can we really spend another 70 million on a player like Antony? Maybe not. If Ronaldo goes, though, we're going to have to bring in a forward player. I think Ten Hag would be pushing for Antony, certainly if Ronaldo doesn't stay. So there's a couple of different factors we have to look at there as well. But I think it's quite a likely player that we go after this summer towards the end of the window, if we can get him for a bit cheaper than what Ajax are looking for. We may well pay 60 million euros for the guy, but I don't think we're worth paying much more than that, in all fairness. Right, okay, bit of information's come out tonight about Cristiano Ronaldo now. Let's just see these updates here from Chris Wheeler, who says that Man United have accepted Cristiano Ronaldo's explanation for his pre-season absence and have been careful not to put any pressure on him, but there is a growing feeling at United that something will have to give over the next couple of weeks before the season starts. He's not going to come back, is he, before the season starts? I very much doubt. I think, yeah, it's clear that George Mendes is sort of still trying to get business done behind the scenes elsewhere. Atletico Madrid is maybe one of the last choices for this guy if they really want to try and push for him, because it doesn't look like there's that many teams that are interested. But here we go, another update here that says that George Mendes is trying to engineer a move to Atletico Madrid for Cristiano Ronaldo. Atletico need to sell players to fund the move. So yeah, we've spoken about this a couple of times as well, but I'll just get this up on the screen so you can see what's going on as well. But it does look like there's a bit of info coming out still about Cristiano Ronaldo to Atletico Madrid, which doesn't really surprise me, because if they've got interest there, they're a good team. They've won La Liga in recent years. They're also a Champions League standard team. Simeone's team, you know what you're going to get. Ronaldo wants to play Champions League football. Hey, Marco, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. He says, it's not a lot, but big up. We all appreciate you, bro. Marco, what you on about? That's a fiver. That's a shitload of cash, my son. Thank you so much. Honestly, that is awesome, mate. Thank you so much for supporting the show in any way at all. Just by being here is amazing. Let alone sending me a cold, hard fiver, my friend. Mate, thank you so much for the pint, lad. Or maybe even two, depending on the quality of the beer involved. You're a fucking legend. Thank you, Marco. Let's get some love hearts in there for Marco. That's very nice of you, man. Thank you so much for watching and appreciating the show, mate. That is awesome. Glazers dividends will be good this year, says It's Only Me. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in there for those absolute raw shithouses. They are a disgrace, aren't they? Also, there's some reports that maybe this European Super League may be rearing its ugly head again very, very soon. Matty Rushmano sent me something earlier which was very disturbing, which was essentially reports that a lot of these CEOs of these football clubs that are involved in the European Super League, such as shithouses like Barcelona, etc., will be meeting and having conversations about this very soon again in the hopes of revitalizing and trying to actually, instigate this European Super League. I can't stand the greed and the arrogance of these people. Just leave it alone. Everybody loves the current format, the Champions League and our domestic leagues. We don't want some bullshit new money league, because that's all it is. It's just a way for these money clubs who are already making more cash than most football clubs in the world. It's just a way for those guys to make more money, and it's just fundamentally wrong. It literally defines what's wrong with humanity, let alone football. People's greed putting the blinders on and stopping the actual good football and decisions being made. We need to just keep it as it is. What I love about the English Football League and also the European setup is that any team can fight their way in there. Look at the Class of 92 team, right? Salford City, okay? Salford in the Football League now. Give them, 10 years, 20 years, however long it takes. One day, they could go from being a non-league side to being in the Champions League. That is the beauty of the game of football. That's the beauty of it. We don't want no MLS model with a closed franchise system or any bullshit like that. And I just think that even if they are talking about having an open system where it's still like these guys, they can all get in there. It's like, well, why are we changing something? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Simple as that. To kick shit houses of clubs, says Lucky Singh. You agree? Glazers out, says It's Only Me. Nut says any teams connected with a new Super League should be kicked out of their respective home leagues. I love that idea, Nut. Yeah, what a disgusting way to bring the game into disrepute by it's essentially a breakaway tournament, isn't it? It's essentially a breakaway league, because how are they going to continue in the rest of the football league domestically in all these different countries if they've got this other competition that only certain teams are allowed to play? And it just doesn't add up. So yeah, I think they're all a bunch of disgusting human beings. But there you go. So Ronaldo, yeah, just Ronaldo. Let's give a rundown on what we've discussed in this video very quickly then, folks. Then we'll have a Q&A. Thank you, everybody that's watching this video. Make sure you smash the like button. Help us get to 250 likes. We're nearly there. Drop a little like on the video if you haven't. Also, if you guys are new to the show, make sure you drop a subscribe and get in the chat. You need to be subscribed to chat, but only for 0 seconds. So make sure you hit the subscribe and get yourself in the chat and say hello. And we're going to have a Q&A, so get your thoughts and opinions in about all the players and topics we've discussed in this video so far. But here we go, though. I'm going to get into the rundown for anybody who's just getting in here who missed the start of the show. So pretty much here, Xavi has asked Frankie de Jong to stay at Barcelona, but to play for a lot less wages, actually half of what he's currently on. So they've offered him essentially 175,000 euros a week and said, hey, look, can you take a drop in wages? And we have more information here that Xavi spoke to de Jong this week and made it clear that he would have to lower his wages by almost half if he wanted to be part of Barcelona's project. Of course, according to locker room sources, both of them left the meeting satisfied. Satisfied in the sense that, Xavi's happy that now Frankie de Jong's pissed off. I don't really know, but and also, like we said, Xavi quoted earlier on as saying, I'm not here to send messages. I already spoke with Frankie. I value him very much. He's a key player He's not that key, though, because you want to play him as centre-back and pay him half of what he's worth while signing other players. But he says, but then there's an economic situation and financial fair play. Xavi's caught between a rock and a shithouse in this situation because he's probably being puppeteered right now from upstairs. They're saying, look, now you've got to put the grind on Frankie de Jong, and you've got to make him feel unwelcome. You've got to make him feel like maybe it's time to go, you know. He's not playing. He's not going to play in the midfield. He's going to be fourth choice centre-back. We're also going to go out there in the window and buy loads of players, and we're also going to buy another centre-back, Jules Koundé, and we're going to do business for the likes of Lewandowski and Rafinha and spend loads of money, but we're not going to pay you, Frankie, what we owe you. We're not going to pay you your wages. You're not going to pay you your worth, and we're also going to take a whole long time about giving you this £17 million just to piss you off, and now you've got to play substitute, backup, fourth choice centre-back for us as well. Nice one, Frankie. Thanks for your service. I mean, Barcelona are disgusting, aren't they, guys? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But hey, look, it probably helps us because it looks like they're trying to kick him out the door. They really are. So because of that, it'll help us. I think we'll get him. I think it's just a matter of time. It may take all summer, but I think we'll get him. Who knows, though? It could be a little bit of time it takes for this to happen. But that's my gut instinct, is that this guy will be going to Manchester United this summer because of how piss poor he's being treated over there at Barcelona. They clearly want the money and the wages off the books more than they want the player. Xavi might call him a key player, but if he was that much of a key player, they wouldn't be offering him half the money and to play at centre-back. So pretty obvious what's going on. They want him to go and they want the money. They've already agreed a fee with Manchester United too. So this is what we have to bring it back to all the time. They desperately want the cash and they want to get him gone. That's why they've agreed a fee with Manchester United. Remember this, but they still owe him money, and they do anything they can to weasel out of paying him the full 17 million quid. I think they will. That's what this is, the hold-up's about, is that him and his agent are waiting to receive monies that they're owed, and also assurances for this coming season as well, that he's going to have a role in the team and, you know, the financial situation. I've got no thoughts in my mind that Frankie de Jong would not accept playing for half the money after they owe him 17 million pounds. How could he want to do that? He would absolutely just love Barca, wouldn't he? And now they're on about playing him centre-back, so he's going to stay there, get paid half the cash, and not even play in his proper position. Man, he's gone, isn't he? He is gone. I think he's gone, folks. It's just whether or not he goes to United or somebody else. Joe Snow says we'll probably end up signing Andy Carroll. Thugger says if there was something agreed, he would be in our team. Who wants Andy Carroll? I mean, Liverpool have already signed a Uruguayan version of him, bud. So that's not going to happen. I know he scored 4 goals the other day. I remember Andy Carroll's debut for Liverpool. Can't remember who it's against now, but I seem to remember he came on and he smashed in 2, one of which was a pretty good volley from distance. And I remember Andy Carroll had a pretty good start at Liverpool, and then it all went to shit. Vincent says, am I right, Pig? No, you're definitely not, Vincent. Zane Miassi, thank you for the $8.99 super chat, Zane. He says, Pig, did you hear the latest rumours? If Ronaldo joins Atletico, João Felix to Arsenal, as he's friends with Partey. Imagine Felix, Jesus and Saga. Zane Miassi, yes, mate. Love the delusion, my friend. Thank you so much for getting in here. Hey, look, you never know. Arsenal are doing quite well. They are linked with a bunch of these players. They seem to sort of lose out on most of the players, though, that the top teams are interested in, because Arsenal are not a top team. I mean, I don't think João Felix is going to want to go to shithouse Arsenal. Zane, you might be on the way, though. Look, if Arsenal do play the cards right, they had a good performance yesterday against Chelsea Scummers. If Arteta does well and somehow manages to break into the top 4, then maybe next season you can start talking and thinking about signing top players like that. But let's just be realistic. Not many of these top players are going to want to go to Arsenal because they don't have Champions League football. Only cast-offs and rejects will want to go. People like Gabriel Jesus, who's a bang average 8-goal-a-season merchant. Only people like that would want to go, but other than that, no players at top teams, or only rejects and lower standard, lower quality players I think are going there. Players like João Felix, don't think he would be interested, pal. Killer Boss, has any news on Antony? Not really. It's just that there is an expectation that United will go in for Antony if, depending on other situations such as Ronaldo. So there is an expectation. We are talking with Ajax, and we could well go in before the end of the window and have a little bid, maybe even soon. He's recovering from a little injury anyway, but I think Man United still have a big interest in him. Ten Hag wants him. It depends how much of the budget's left. Zamiassi. He says, I think it's the shisha piggy. Zamiassi, it sounds like it's not shisha. It sounds like it's maybe, I don't know, hashisha. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not so sure, my friend, about that, to be honest with you, Zane. I reckon you've got to check your supplier, bruv. Maybe it's laced with PCP, judging by your comments, dude. That's what I'm saying. Just be careful there. Be vigilant, Zane. I'm worried about you, Zane. I'm worried about you with what you're saying. Oh dear, no, love you, Zamiassi. Seriously though, can we get some love arts in there for Zane? Not a day goes by barely where Zamiassi doesn't come in here and entertain and also support this channel massively, really, by super chatting all the time. Let's be honest. So thank you so much, Zamiassi, for supporting this show and bringing a little bit of joy and also a little bit of misery to the live chat as well. Thank you so much, bud. Arsenal reject FC, says Jordan Griswold. You know it. Yeah, DJ says Zane's the greatest supporter in history, to be honest. Mark says, let's go, Zane. Rushy says Zane is sucking and not blowing. IQ Insane says, good lad, Zane. Oh, Zane sounds more like on Spice. Only joking, says Master Yoda. Oh, brilliant stuff. So yeah, Frankie de Jong is it's stalled because of Barca's shithousery. We're waiting for them to settle up. They're also trying to get other players out the door, as we mentioned earlier too. Xavi's told Memphis Depay now apparently he's got to look for a new football club essentially, and that they're trying to cash in. He's only got 1 year left in his contract anyway, Memphis Depay. And Man United have been linked with Memphis Depay also because of this new information that they're trying to get rid of him. Memphis could be available for 20 million. It's not a lot of money. He's on reasonable cash, but it's a double whammy for them. If they could actually convince Depay to go to United as well, and we could convince him to come, and we wanted him, then that's two players off their books in one fell swoop. So maybe that's what they would look to do, is to try and sell Depay to Man United as well. And really, United should probably take him at the moment, just based on who we've got. The fact Ronaldo's probably not going to be here to start the season. Rashford's a questionable left wing. I think he's got everything we need in his locker, but can he produce? The confidence is shot with Rashford. I haven't seen him put in consistent performances for well over a year. He needs to do the business. He's done okay in pre-season, yeah, but still, he's not the caliber of player that I want to see playing for Manchester United based on what he's been doing over the last year. He needs to step up. He needs to continue his development because it completely fell away about a year ago, and he needs to get back on track. If he can do that, he'll be a great left wing for us, and we won't really need Depay there. But Depay can play left wing. He's handy to have there, but he can also play centre forward. He's also going to get you goals. He can come in and rotate. He can come in and challenge for number 9 position with Martial or Ronaldo if he's there or if he's not there. So I actually do think Depay makes a little bit of business, makes a bit of business sense. Ask the live chat though, yes or no to Memphis Depay. Let's see what you guys are saying on it. Vincent says Depay, no thank you. Seen him play for us and he was shit. You're right, he was crap when he was at us last time around, wasn't he? 29 games, 2 goals or something. Terrible, bud. Terrible season. But I think we have to be fair to him and say that he's developed a lot since he left Man United. He has gone on and played really well, obviously, in the French league. He's playing at Barca. He had a good goals record last season. Not tremendous, but a good goals record. If he's cheap, if he's cheap, to be fair, James Hill, he is cheap because he's only got a year left. He's probably about 20 mil. No, says Aiming for Gaming. No, says Mark Coffin. Hell no, says Jay. No, says Jose Luis Coelho. Yes, says Richard. Yes, says Wackass. No, says Vincent. Depay, oh god, not another TikToker, says IQ Insane. Fair play. So my opinion is I would take him for 20 mil because if Ten Hag wanted him, then that's good enough for me. So this will be a signing that will be signed off on Ten Hag. If he's made aware that we can get Depay, that he's want away at Barca, or that Barca want him away, and that he's available for 20 mil of the budget, just maybe Ten Hag, if he feels like Depay's quality sort of player that he can utilise, would take him because of that Dutch connection as well. He obviously knows a lot about Memphis Depay. He's never played for him, right? He came from PSV, wasn't it? But so he knows of him. He knows he's a good player. He's developed a lot since leaving Manchester United. I think he's a good player, but he's not a great player, is he? But as a squad player, not a bad acquisition, I don't think. It's worth a shot, says Stuart Stormtrooper Waller. To pair with Rashford. Need a new striker ASAP if Ronaldo pisses off, says Mark Coughlin. You'd rather buy Dissausage, says Madhouse. He's 28 now, Daz Sweet, so he is in his prime. Batman says, for 28 years old, 20 million is cheap. Definitely, and he's a good standard player. I mean, we had a look at his goals record the other day. He's played like 80 times for the Netherlands, so capped 80 times, 42 goals. Pretty awesome record. You know, if that was for England, we'd all be really liking that record. You know what I mean? If that was for England. So the fact it's for Netherlands, though, I mean, that's a great record. We're not going to face Barca, says Johans. You'd rather have De Rona, says says Chris Barker. Yes, for Depay, says Guy Epps. PSV Eindhoven, says Marco. He's in his prime. Exactly, he is now in his prime. And when he was at United beforehand, he wasn't in his prime, and it was a struggling time. He just never really clicked to United the first time around. But the styles make players, and players fit into different styles. I don't think that really made sense. But you know what I mean? Like, he could come into a different style team under Ten Hag and do well. It's totally different to the setup and the situation as it was before. He would shit out in the Premier League, says Chris Parker. Never go back, it don't work, says Scott Berg. Okay, let's have a little vote in the chat. Name me an example when it's made sense for a player who's gone away from a football club and then he's come back and he's done really well the second time around. Let me know. Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's not a good enough one. I want a better answer than that. Let me know, folks. Let me know, because I'm trying to think of one and I can't. Paul Pogba's certainly not the one, is he? Ronaldo says Dark Knight. Well, Ronaldo, yeah. But other than Ronaldo, Marco says Pogba, oh, wait. I am trying to think of when a player has left the football club and then gone back years later and just been absolutely fantastic. I can't remember. Doesn't happen that often. It has to be said, doesn't happen that often. Gerard Piqué? Gerard Piqué? Yeah, he went from Barca to Man United and then went back to Barca. That's an example. I think so. Zlatan says Devils are red. Scholesy, oh yeah, we brought him out of retirement, lad. Hughes says Stevo. Ibrahimovic says Seyfal. Scholes says Vincent Bullock. Zlatan says Dark Knight. Mark Hughes, great shout. Yeah, that is a great shout, actually. Still coming in when we're struggling, though. Not sure Depay has had to head for a real fight. Tough one pick, says Chris Barker. Marky Hughes says Ryan Taylor. Henri says Andrew Johns. Zlatan says Jack Swan. Scholes says it's only me. Good shouts there. Phil Jones. Good shouts there, folks. So it's very uncommon, though. So maybe you're onto something there, pal. You never go back, do you? It's like, it's like, I don't know, getting back with your ex-girlfriend or something from many years ago. You know, maybe you hook up with one night with your ex from many moons ago. And guess what? The sex is good. But you know what? She's still fucking mental. You know what I mean? and you know, and that's the problem here, really. So I think, yeah, Memphis Depay, you don't go back on what you've already done, I suppose. Good shout. Right, some quotes from Marcus Rashford here, who says that this year I've had the time to have a break, rest and recover mentally and physically, and then I've had a proper pre-season. I feel really happy about it. So just some quotes there from Rashford. That's good. I hope he feels positive. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt in the sense that he did have an injury and he was recovering it from at the start of last season. Chris Barker says, I know a big... Good morning there from Barley. Thank you, Chris, the only one. Nice one for getting in here from Barley, one of the channel member Dons. Toenails biter, says Patricia. Don't date the ex. Exactly, Scott Berg. All those reasons why you broke up in the first place, they're still there. They haven't gone away. The only thing that's changed is that there's time between. Time is a great healer. Time's a great healer, my friends. Okay, so also Man United have been informed that we can expect Martinez and Eriksen to start training with United squad as early as Tuesday if registration processes are completed in time. So Tuesday we could see these guys in for then. Let's hope that's the case. It's getting a bit silly, isn't it? We need to get them in and registered and ready to play in the couple of pre-season games that we've got left before the season starts. Also, the ball is now in Frankie de Jong's court. If he wants to continue at Barcelona, he'll have to do it for half the wages. He'll have to reduce his salary. And if he does not, then, well, what's going to happen? They're going to force a move, aren't they? So there you go, folks. Also, yeah, as I say, we're linked to Benjamin Sesko, RB Salzburg striker. What else have we got just quickly in the rundown? Yep, he is linked with us. So, yeah, Xavi spoke to de Jong, made it clear the salary is an issue. Memphis Depay has also been told he can look for a new club. And Barca is still doing business, looking for other players, such as Jules Koundé now. So pretty crazy. According to AS, though, the change of position where De Jong played before under Xavi's predecessor Ronald Koeman was agreed upon by the manager and the youngster in conversation they had this week. So, he was pushed back to centre-back, and it's pretty strange. Apparently, Xavi and De Jong are both satisfied. It's just really weird, guys. Really weird. Thanks to the mismanagement of previous president Josep Bartomeu, De Jong is reportedly set to receive €30 million next term, which is 3 times more than the limit Bartomeu's successor, Joan Laporta, has set for first-team players. So this is where it's all about. It's an economic situation. They need to push him out. In order to continue playing his trade for them, it's suggested that you have to slash his take-home pay by almost half. There you go, folks. That's the news. Let's get into the live chat real quick. See what you legends are saying for yourselves. Thank you, each and every one of you, for getting in here and supporting the show by chatting and also watching and also liking the video. It's Q&A time. We've got nearly 300 likes on the stream. Please keep hitting the thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Drop a cheeky little like. We're only 25 away from 300. That is the target for the stream. Yeah, that's right, Kay Slater. He says she's older, pig, and she's sagging. You don't go back. Maybe so, or maybe it could be a glow up. Sometimes it's a glow up. Nice one there, Kay Slater, though. I know what you're saying. You never go back, do you? You never mow another guy's lawn, and you never mow a previous lawn at an old house that you moved out of. You know what I mean? You never go back and mow the lawn of the house you grew up before your current house. You know what I mean? It doesn't really. You don't do that, do you? You don't do that. Ronaldo for Christopher Nkunku. Well, Christopher Nkunku would be very good. I don't know if he would be keen on going there, though, because they're not one of the top clubs, over there, are they? Josh Lee, thank you so much for... Well, they are in Germany, but are they likely to win the Champions League? No. Josh Lee, thank you so much for the 179 Super Chat, man. He says, hi, pig. Back from watching the darts. How's it going? It's going over here, bud. Going well. Thanks for asking, pal. How's things with you? Thank you, Obsidian. I don't know, mate. Glow up. That's code for Helen Miles, says Pyramid Scheme. A fanny don't glow up, says WH. Oh, Phil Jones has turned his phone off this time of year, says it's only me. Pedigree that like button like the Rock's face, says Chris Parker. Thank you, bud. Jose Luis Coelho says, Pig, everyone knows that United's biggest problem in recent years is the midfield. We will start this season without any new players in our midfield. How is this possible? Spot on, you're right. I guess it's down to Barca being gash and United spending too long on Frankie and not having the ambition to go and get somebody else as well and just being awful at recruitment. That's what it's down to, bud. Better off with the blow-up dolls, says Scott Berg. Ronaldo, Griezmann swap. Yeah, we discussed that one earlier. I don't think it's that realistic, but look, I think we could do a lot worse than Griezmann, in all fairness, but I don't know about that one. With Ronnie, maybe he didn't deal with his son's death and now the season finished, it hit him hard. Fair point, Dark Knight. I mean, maybe all this fact that he's taken time off with these family issues is the only reason. But then why is it being drip-fed to the media that George Mendes is looking for a new club and all this sort of stuff all the time? Depay's pretty lazy, says Say Foul. The way Ten Hag demands from his play will be crap again. Trust me. Yeah, fair play, Say Foul. Johanna says Marcio's not a winger. He's not a striker, though, either, is he? Ronaldo unlikely to play against Brighton, says Vincent. That's also true, yeah. Bell691, you legend, says sure as fuck Lewandowski's not 150k. Exactly, yeah, you're spot on. They're signing all these new players for big, big money, and they're expecting their current players to take pay cuts. What a joke. What about them viruses, Maham? Yeah, that's Barca for you. I'm fine disappointed that Gerwin price lost, says Josh Lee. Mates with Aaron Monk, says Marco. United Till I Die says, Pig in the chat, we go and say you are awesome. Thank you very much, United Till I Die. We're allergic to midfielders, says IQ Insane. Yeah, we still haven't replaced Carrick, have we? Glazer's fault, says Batman Knight fan. Jordan Griswold says, definitely wouldn't take Griezmann. Playmaker says, Denzel Dumfries may be a new right-back option. Definitely, I'm giving that one a seal of a piggy approval, that one, my friend. I'd love to see that. Sell Wan-Bissaka, bring in Dumfries, or even sell Dallo and bring in Dumfries. Either or. Wondering how the chat thinks Erik ten Hag will go with CR7. Yeah, well, Chris, he's got to work it out. They've got to work it out, don't they? What would you rate the season out of 10 if United end up with 6 players? The summer transfer window, Ryan, it depends who we sign, really. It really does depend who we sign, but at the moment, it's a 2 out of 10, bud. We need to do much better, but if we finish the window with Antony and De Jong and Dumfries, it's probably a 9 or a 10 out of 10. But at the moment, it's a 2 out of 10. Scott Bow says, Sancho, I think, will be brilliant under Ten Hag. Totally agree with you, my man. Totally agree. It's only me, says Ten Hag wants De Jong so much. It's his fault as well. Yeah, okay, fair point. Yeah, Ten Hag pushing, but he wants to get his man in, and you can't really fault Ten Hag for trying and being patient. Ten Hag, I'm so happy he's here, says Lucky Singh. Yeah, he looks good, buddy. He looks good. No Twitter link, says Vincent. What do you mean, pal? De Jong's being paid 40 million a year. If he takes 50% wage cut, he would still be highest paid player in the squad, says it's the content. I don't think he is getting paid 40 million a year, though, is he? He's getting paid 1.4 million euros a month. That's not 40 million a year, is it? Killer Boss says if we can't go, but they do owe him a shitload of cash, which means that, I think what you mean is that they owe him 40 mil this year. They owe him they have to give him 40 million euros this year, yeah. But that's not what he's on a year, though. Ronaldo, you turn, wait and see, says Dad Sweets. Sancho left wing, Antony right wing, that would be amazing, says Chris. Scarboy says Benjamin Sesko news, Piggy. Is it BS? No, it's not BS. I mean, there's no real movements at the moment. We do have news from Fab that says United are well informed on him. He's one of the players monitored, considered really talented, but it's not imminent or advanced at all. But yeah, negotiations and discussions taking place there, my man. Protest to recruit for more players. Definitely Lucky Singh. I think there's a planned protest. Check the 1958's Twitter page for the Vaticano game, actually, I think it is. Griezmann over Depay, but if I had my way, none of them. Good shout there, Paula Chin. I agree as well. I agree in a lot of ways. Top show. Thank you, Rush Mano. Thank you, my man. Matthew Smith says, let's all cancel our Spotify account. Good shout, mate. Yeah, that's it. Boycott Barca, my son. Boycott Barca. Guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to put a link into my gaming channel, right? Sorry, not my gaming channel. The link into the stream tonight on this channel we're doing, which is a gaming stream. Flying Pig United FIFA stream, guys. It's starting in a little bit. So I'm going to just put the link into the live chat. Make sure you come along because we're going to be playing FIFA tonight. The content doesn't stop there tonight for us, guys, on this channel. We'll be going into, I don't know, 2:30 a.m. or somewhere around about there playing FIFA in a bit. So come and join us. I'm going to put it in the chat. FIFA stream. Boom. There it is. If you guys are around tonight, please do come and join the FIFA stream. We're going to be finishing off Foot Champs. There it is at the top of the live chat. I've also just posted it in there. Even if you can't watch it, go over there at the end of this video and smash a little like on it. That will help us out no end. And give us a boost up there as well. And guys, hit the subscribe and like this video too. If you're new to the show, get in here every day. We cover the latest United news in a no BS way. Give you all the rundown of all the goings on and keep you up to date with what's happening. Click the subscribe, click the bell icon so you receive notifications and you know exactly what's going on. And also drop that like because we're only 2 likes away from 300. Nice one, it's only me. Says all the best, man. Got to get out for work early for work. Well, thank you so much for getting in and watching this stream. Missed last night, but scored with a misses. Go on, Chris Parker. Malo Gusto seems to be linked to United, says Chris, the only one. Oh, interesting. I've not really heard that link. If we can't go in for Antony, do you think we can go for Real Madrid? Asensio? Yeah, maybe so. I mean, there were some links with him earlier on in the season, available for basically now, right? Maybe so. I don't think that'll happen, though, personally, but maybe so. He's definitely a cheaper option to Antony, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, you retweeted. Thank you, Vincent Bullock, for retweeting the link, my friend. Really appreciate that. Can't wait for the season to start, says Mark. Yeah, man. Seyfar says, actually, United need most now is Roman Abramovich. He will be unstoppable now. No, thank you. We'd rather, in a way, to be fair, no, we wouldn't. I was going to say, in a way, we'd rather have the fucking Glazers. At least their money's not from, like, proper horrible. But it is. It actually is. So forget about it. They're all shit, aren't they? They're all shit. What we really need is, like, a fan consortium of owners. That's the dream. No matter which one of these rich super oligarch bloody owners owns a football club, they might pump money in, but they're morally wrong. They're morally wrong, my friends. Let's get on our high horse and all judge City and Chelsea and all those scummers. And Newcastle too. Fuck those guys! Sugar daddy clubs are wankers. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. We're going to have to wrap this video up now. Predictions for first game of the season? Pain. No, I'm going for a win for United. I'm going for 2-1 against Brighton. It's early days, though. Let's see who we got in the team by then and how we're playing last 2 games in pre-season. Elon Musk, the one, Ruble. Elon Musk is the one. Right, anyway, folks, we're going to wrap this one up here. Would like Dumfries? Me too, Paul Tierney. Who would win in a rap battle between Memphis Depay or the Pigs, says Martin Ellison? It would definitely be me and Martin Ellison, in all fairness, but not even kidding. Yeah. That's true. Anyway, thank you, Wackass. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kate Cadet, Mike, Simon, Lucky Singh as well. Thank you, Kate Cadet, you legend. It's a great stream as always. Yes, there is FIFA tonight, Josh Lee. You're going to have to give me... I set it up for 11:30, but you're going to have to give me a bit more time now because there's a few things that need setting up. So please do be patient, but it's over here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Please do come and join us, folks. Boom, boom, boom. There is the link to the FIFA stream that's taking place very shortly. Thank you, Enigma47 says, see you soon for FIFA. Hey, WWE Network brothers. Hey, Thugger007. Lamonge, Josh Hernandez, Marco, Michael Price, Josh Lee. What a community of legends. Thank you all for watching. Brilliant stream tonight. We did smash 300 likes, so thank you every one of you that did that. And thank you all for hitting us, subscribing, and getting us on our way to 61,000 subs. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Good night, everybody. Although, not good night to the people that are coming to watch the FIFA stream, but everybody who's not watching the FIFA stream, good night. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with United News tomorrow. Thank you, AP1974. Love you too, bro. Thank you, Rob, Simon, Palmarius, Playmaker, Pete, Mark, Vincent, Wackass, Master Yoda, Jordan Griswold, Kingslayer, Richard99, K-Cadet, Sidian, and Chris Parker, and everybody else as well. All the moderators, all the members, all the super chats like Zayn Miassi, etc. Thanks for all the support, guys. That's the end of the show. Here's the FIFA stream. Go and check it out now, and I'll be on there in 20 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Stay classy. Have a good one. Also, follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Check out the website, which is unitedflyinghigh.com. Thank you, Jack Swan and Steve-O and Amit Kumar and Josie Lewis Coelho and all the legends, Rodney Roberts, Adesola, Fortin Brass, Scarboy. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Come back once this video is finished and keep the debate going if you want. Get your thoughts in the not live comment section about any of the news we've discussed. Have a good night, guys. That's the end from me. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. See.